Welcome to Sources of Magic YouTube channel. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope you are going to enjoy the visual journey we are about to take. And to our faithful followers, welcome back. Hope you're having a sunny day. We have been given permission by our client to do a reading, and let's begin their journey. So a little backstory about the client is that she is in a current job position at the moment, and there have been spiritual messages kind of prodding her for the last few months that it is potentially time to move on to a new position or a new job. The signs she has been receiving are things falling down that have not been touched. So the biggest one that keeps continually happening is like a razor in the shower. So when she's in the shower, it will fall down, and she hasn't touched it or been near the shelf. So razors, of course, are to cut things or remove things from your life, to clean things up or to organize or trim around. So there are changes that her guides have been requesting her to make. And of course, it's because when she's getting ready for work, that's where she is taking that message from. It could also be home life as well, but we're looking at the work life today. The other signs are in the employee, like in the colleagues, where they'll be included in emails, but then the one person left out is her. And it's not intentional, it's just how it's happening. So that's another message that she's taking, that maybe potentially it is time to move on. So I've already gone through and picked out the decks that we're going to use. And the first one we're going to use is the medicine cards. And these are by Jamie Sams and David Carson. I've gotten a paper here because we're going to do a few readings. We're going to do for 3 different places. The place she's currently at, the place that she has had an interview with, and a place that she is yet to have an interview with. And we're going to see in each of the readings what the vibe of the place of business will be, what her personal vibe will be, so what it will bring out in her, and then a future for that. All right. Now we're going to see if each one uses the same set of cards or if each one uses a different set of cards. So for the first set, where our client currently is the medicine card deck, the one that will be the best reading for her, the vibe, and the future. Okay, so I have a yes and a no. So the medicine card is the place that she's had an interview at. Is that the best place for you to start for your cards? Okay. So that is a yes. So the medicine cards will represent the place of business that she has had an interview with. So our divination ruin set, will you give the best reading for the place that our client is currently at? Okay, I have a no, a little yes, and then a no. Will you best represent the place that she is yet to have an interview at? So I have no's and a yes. Okay, so I am going to put that there. Now, one more question I have, will you also best represent the place that she had an interview at? Okay, so we're going to use that for the future interview place. This one here is the Aquarian Tarot. Will you best be used for the place that our client is currently at? Okay, so a very small yes. All right. So let's go ahead with the place, because I want to use these card set first. And we're going to use this for the vibe of the place of business, the personal feeling that it will bring out for our client, and the future with the job. Okay? We're just going to do a little shuffle. And as I'm shuffling, what I am thinking about is the place she's had the interview with. what is the vibe of that place? What is the energy of it? What will it bring out in our client? Because it's a single card, I'm going to keep that out separately. And then also, what is the future for that place? Vibe, future, great. And I'm having a yes internally that this is the vibe of the place. Okay. All right, so let's flip over the cards. So we have a squirrel for the vibe, and I'm going to write these down for her. Squirrel, lynx, and coyote. I mean, we can all already tell what the squirrel of the energy of a squirrel is, but we're going to read a little bit into it anyway. Okay. So the squirrel teaches you to plan ahead for the winter when the trees are bare and the nuts have long since disappeared. Squirrel medicine has many forms. As the furry creature is diverse in nature, the erratic behavior of the squirrel is bested many a forlorn hunter, and it thus stands to reason that there are benefits to be able to circle a branch at lightning speed. The erratic behavior of a squirrel can also get nerve-wracking if you are dealing with persons who have squirrel medicine. Trying to calm them down enough to accomplish something may drive you nuts. The gathering power of squirrel medicine is a great gift. It teaches you how to gather and store for energy of times of need. It teaches you to reserve some things for future, whether it's judgment, opinion, a savings account, candles, or extra food. Interesting fact, I felt like in my array, so in my altar and array, I needed a candle today. I do not have a candle in my home today. So I'm bringing that up because it does mention to have reserves, and candle is part of it. So candle is your flame, it's your light, it's your glow, it's your aura, your energy, your heat, your warmth, okay? All right. So in a nutshell, squirrel is the Boy Scout of the animal kingdom. It's always prepared. So that's lovely. If squirrel has scurried into your cards, it may be that you're being told to honor your future by readying yourself for change. The message could be to lighten your load if you have gathered too many things that do not serve you. These things can include thoughts, worries, pressure, stress, gadgets that have been broken for years. In understanding the balance involved in gathering, you need to look at the idea of circulating the stock of what you have gathered. Call to the nearest thrift store and give the gadgets away. Okay. And we have the link. That's a really good card for how the business will be. So she will definitely learn some things by going to that business. I do not feel that her personal energy is that of a squirrel, so I don't feel that she's erratic in her nature or movements, and I don't feel that she prepares often for her future. So to have that knowledge coming from a place of business, she will learn. She will learn to adapt to a different wavelength, a different plan of action, okay? But I also can feel that her energy will potentially bring some warmth to that environment, or the warmth will come from the environment to fuel her. Because if I don't have a candle for my array, that means that something is lacking, right? That it's will be brought to her. So potentially it will bring her warmth. So that's good. This card here is the Lynx, and the Lynx is her card for how she's going to feel if she chooses this job. It is said that if you want to find out a secret, ask the lynx medicine. Unfortunately, it is difficult to get the silent lynx to speak. To be confronted by the powerful medicine of lynx signifies that you do not know something about yourself or others. So if you're confronted by the Lynx, it means that they won't know something about themselves or about others. Okay, all right. Lynx is the keeper of secret, of lost magical systems, and occult knowledge. That's cool. Lynx has the ability to move through time and space and to go into the quiet silence for unraveling any mystery. Lynx is not the guardian of secrets, but the knower of secrets. The problem lies in getting Lynx to instruct you. He or she would rather be off chasing a bird or kicking sand in your face than running circles around you. Well, if the squirrel runs circles around the branch so quickly, I wonder how these two together will act or behave. So, Lynx is a clairvoyant. Their medicine is very strong. You will get mental pictures concerning other people and the exact things they have hidden, either from their self or others. You will see their fears, their lies, and their self-deception. You will also know where they have hidden treasures, if there is any. You never speak of these revelations, you just simply know. Okay, I want to see if it's been brought to your... If you have pulled the Lynx card, you can be sure that secrets are afloat. If this is your personal medicine, I'm feeling like that kind of is for her. You should listen to your higher self. Be still and pay attention to the revelations you receive, either in the form of mental picture or through a high singing voice in your inner ear. Perhaps you will receive information in the form of omens. You can be sure that Mother Earth is signaling you in some manner. If Lynx is at your door, please listen. Brother or sister Lynx can teach you of your own personal power and of the things you have forgotten about yourself. Lynx can lead you to lost treasure and connect you to forgotten brotherhood and sisterhoods. All right. Some medicine people believe that the Sphinx of ancient Egypt was not a lion but a lynx. The lynx does not say much. With an enigmatic smile, the great cat watches over the sands of forever. Okay, so this place will bring out for her the things that she might have lost along the way or forgotten about, that there is a brotherhood or sisterhood that exists for her there, whether she becomes the flame, so whether she becomes the attraction, so that I believe they will come to her in companionship or come to her in like seeking guidance. So that's good. So I guess a squirrel would naturally want to know where to go, what to do, or if there's something they can bring to the job place, they would go to Lynx to say, hey, do you know what's new? Do you know where we can go? Do you know if this direction is good? Like, what are your ideas? Tell me almost what they're missing so that they can bring that into play. So I want to say that this business here, with the one she's had the interview at, it might be kind of starting off on ground level, so it might be a new place of business, so that would be something to ask. Is this a new place of business? Okay, great. And that she will bring, I think that she will bring that flame to that business. So if the flame is missing from my table and it's going to bring out things she's forgotten in her life, she definitely is a beacon for that place of business, so that's a really good sign. Parts of herself that she has missed will return. So for the future of the business, it says this is the coyote. There are thousands of myths and stories about Coyote, the great trickster. Many native cultures call Coyote the medicine dog. If you've pulled this card, you can be sure that some kind of medicine is on its way. That's clear. And it may or may not be to your liking. That's kind of clear. What if, I would imagine it's scary, feeling like if you're at a place that's kind of pushing you out, even though you want to be there, I would see how that would affect your self-confidence and esteem. So going to a new place, I can see how there would be a hesitation to go to a new place because you're feeling like what's happening over here in the current business is of your doing. It's most likely not of your doing, okay? All right. So this here is saying the future of this business, it's going to bring out some things which you may or may not like. It may make you laugh, it may cause you pain. You can also be sure that Coyote will teach you a lesson about yourself. That was clear as well. So Coyote has many magical powers, but they do not always work in his favor. Interesting. His own trickery fools him. I can see that about a Coyote. There's a whole show about that now that I think of it. He is the master of tricksters who tricks himself. No one is more astonished than Coyote at the outcome of his tricks. That's hilarious. Okay, he falls into his own trap. I can see how Squirrel, I can see this unfolding. I can see how this new business on the ground level, if it's a new business, it feels like it, how the squirrel is running around crazy looking for gifts and treasures to collect. Yet at the same time, the future of that type of behavior absolutely gets you stuck under an anvil that's going to come down crashing you and squishing you, and then your prize runs by. I can get that. So that is the future of that business. However, we'll read furthermore. However, I feel like it's not detrimental. I feel like it is very laughable, but also makes you laugh so hard with your emotions so deep that you cry because you had such high hopes and wishes and you put a lot of energy into it, and then it just blew up again, and it's exhausting. And yeah, I would imagine that the person in charge of the business is really like, oh, again? So, okay, that's an interesting future. All right. Sorry, there was a little message. I wanted to say, I wonder if the lynx brings calm to the business, but I think the business is going to bring more to the lynx than they will bring to the business. So if she does go to this job, she will get more reward out of being there than she will give to them because her natural abilities will speak up. So it's just going to be like an every Wednesday for her. It's not going to be different, even though what she will bring, I can see a little bit of gold lining, but I see more silver lining, so that she would most likely be an extremely memorable person if she leaves this business. But I do see that because it's silver, that she may not be there for an extended period of time. Okay, so we'll carry on. Right. So yet somehow after all of the traps of the Coyote, they somehow manage to survive. They may be bruised by the experience, but he soon goes on his way to an even greater air, forgetting to learn from his mistakes. That's cute. He may have lost the battle, but he has never been beaten. So Coyote is sacred. In the folly of his acts, we see our own foolishness, and we move from one disaster to the next. It's refining the art of self-sabotage to sheer perfection. Okay. And then I want to see, it says, snooze time is over if you have pulled the Coyote medicine card. Watch out. Your glass house may crash to the ground at any moment. All your self mirrors may shatter. The divine trickster is dogging you, and you may trip. Coyote scratches under his arm. He does a crazy dance. He catches his tail on fire and plays with matches. So that's another fire thing. He jumps in the fish pond to save himself and nearly drowns. Coyote seduces a concrete statue. Coyote thinks he has found a bone, but it is a rattlesnake. Everyone Watches the comedic scene. Coyote is you, me, booby trap, jet airplane, with toilets that don't work, blind dates that don't work, and all the harmonious and whimsical things we encounter along life's ways. Get ready for more laughs, a lot more laughs. So it says, on the other hand, you may not be conscious of your own pathway of foolishness. You may have conned yourself or your family and friends or even the public at large into believing that you know what you're doing. But listen, Coyote, you are balled up in your own machinations. You have created and befuddled, bewildered, and confounded tricks. Pick up the juggler eye from the ground and put them back in the sockets. Okay. Let's see here. If it appeared, we're going to read the contrary. So if it did come up reversed, which it did not, but I'm going to read it because this is a future I want to see through. I want to see what will happen on the other side if she does go to this business. So beware the master of illusions if it's reversed. Coyote can put a spell and take your briar patch to pick berries. It will be a painful lesson for you if you follow him. Coyote reversed can appear in your life as supposed all-knowing teacher, a scam artist, a get-rich-quick business planner, a rare coin door-to-door salesman. Okay, so all of these things. Coyote is not the recommended business partner or lover. It may signal a time when everything you touch backfires. All your jokes may be exploding in your face. In the reversed position, Coyote also signals a time to be aware of the intention of others, that they don't boomerang and knock you from behind. Whatever Coyote reversed is conjured up, it could be coming from any direction, and remember, the Joker is always wild. Okay, so it does sound like that is a warning. Now it's not reversed. It did come up upright. So I believe the original thing that the squirrel is trying really hard, but in their life path, they're just used to being kind of tricked and not conned, but conned by life or conned by their own great schemes. So it's going to wake something up in her, and it's also going to give her a future full of laughs. And there could potentially be times where she might get caught up in the plans and ideas, and then it doesn't work out. Like her colleagues and stuff will not laugh with her or understand. Okay, something like that. There's more to that. I don't feel like she will get injured in the way this is talking about, like with the scam artists or the get-rich-quick business partner. I don't think that that is the message that this is trying to give, which is good. Nobody wants that. Okay. All right. So that is the future, or that is the reading for the north. There we go. So we did that one first. All right. Now, which one should we go to? Should we go to the interview that she hasn't had yet, or should we go to the place where she's currently at? Okay, let's go to the place where she is currently at. Okay. All right. So we're just going to shuffle, get some energy in, and we are looking for the vibe of the place she's currently at. All right, her current place of business. Okay, so seeing as how I feel, I could do this over again and over again and over again and over again. Okay. Okay, so being that I'm mindlessly clearing or mindlessly connecting, that is a symbol for what is also happening at her place of business. But I do also hear that there is something new coming for her place of business. business, how she feels about it there, and the future for it there. Future. Now we want a card for her. Oh, I see. Okay, so she's feeling stuck there. And that's for her. Okay. Very interesting pulls on these cards. Now this came out with another 4 cards. I feel like this also are set here with the medicine cards. I feel like they wanted more cards coming out as well. So with something like that, we could continue on with readings, but I'm going to keep it simple because this will be quite a lengthy video. All right. So I just want to keep it simple. We have for the vibe of the place where she's at is the 8 of Swords. So it's a very busy place, okay? Lots of personalities. We have for her the Lovers card. Interesting. So now that was pulled at the end. That was the last card pulled. And she's feeling stuck. So that's interesting that she's feeling stuck, yet the Lovers card gets pulled for how she feels at that place. So the Lover card is connection, commitment, wholeness, oneness, peaceful. So that's interesting that she feels stuck or feels unable to, oh, freedom. Okay. If she values freedom, commitment, and loyalty and connection would be very scary to her. So she would not know where to go in that situation where she's in a group of people that allow and accept her. It would be uncomfortable for her. So that's something to look at. Oh, that hurts my heart a little bit. For somebody to not realize that it is not actually what's going on, it's how they feel about themselves as to why it's uncomfortable at that place. That's crazy. So we have the Ace of Pentacles for her future. And let's see if we can get some more information. The 8 of Pentacles. So my little book here says the 8 of Pentacles for how the vibe of the place is. It says you want what's best for your loved ones and co-workers, and you have the strength to provide it. How beautiful. But you have lots to learn. If you lack information, have the determination to find it. Okay, so when I was connecting with my cards, when I spread them out and collect them over, and I wanted to spread it out again, and I wanted to spread it out again, and spread it out again, spread it out again. So the business owner, or the vibe of that place, is that everything she has, she wants to give to you, and she doesn't just want to give it to you, she wants you to own it and have it and be it. So she's an extremely powerful, strong person, the owner, and hopefully she, I'm saying she, but it could be he. So they are strong and they want you to be as successful as they are. So that's really great. So somebody who has the freedom, somebody who is looking for excitement, variety, and they're not really looking for that partnership. I can understand how they feel like they're not fitting in. And I can speak more about that, but that is for her personally to work on. So we can do a separate reading altogether about why she's feeling like that, but then also, is it best for her to move forward with her true feelings of who she is, where it's that freedom? Is it best for her to move forward in that way, or is it best for her to learn about relationships? What I was going to say before is somebody who values freedom, and if they're in a loyal, committed relationship, will feel squirrely, they'll feel uncomfortable, they'll feel like they don't know where to go, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to talk. Okay, so this is relating with how she's feeling. Okay, so the razor blade that's falling in her shower, is that a sign for her to clean up her personal life so she could stay at the business? Or is that a sign that she does need to cut ties because she's nothing like these people? right, if that makes sense. And I don't mean these people in a bad thing. I just mean they have a different value system than her. So is she going to jump on the train, or is she going to watch the train go by? Because when you're committed and you come together and you have a partnership, the things that you can grow together are exponentially faster, deeper, and more abundant than when you're building it by yourself through freedom, peace, comfort, and all on your own grits and grind, okay? So this business is here on its economical, mental, spiritual level, or whatever. And, oh, it's funny. They're wanting me to put her, oh, interesting. So maybe I've got that backwards, because they want me to put her energy above, but that's spiritual energy. So I understand her spiritual energy is more. What about her materialistic and just everything she's created in her life? Where, okay, yes. All right. So the materialisticness is down here. So that, I believe, is what is clashing for her. There's more, but I'm going to move on, because this needs to be a reading all in itself. If she chooses to stay there, we would have to do a reading for her, how to either choose or not choose that life. So for the future of that business, the one that she's currently at, is the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles heralds good luck with new business acknowledgement and endeavors for a job well done. This is a great time to apply for new work or seek a promotion. Enjoy and demand life's pleasures. I can't say how much more specific do you want to get. This is a great time to apply for new work. Okay. So maybe we don't have to do a reading for her. Maybe it just really isn't the place to be. So, but I mean, it's not to say that it's not worth examining that area of her life, because they did say you do have to start examining things. Like, you do have to start trimming and cutting areas of your life. And I think it was in here as well that to purge your personal life, so that you have things in your possession or in her possession that aren't working anymore. So not only possibly characteristic flaws and traits, but also physical material things as well to get rid of. So that's great. Okay, now we're going to go for the job that is, thank you guys, that she has not had an interview for yet. And yes, we're going to do the same layout. Now this ruin set is, oh, it's Copes International, this ruin set. Okay, so we're going to dump out. We're going to put some energy into it. Now I could just simply use those three. Do we see how those three came out as a group? I don't know if you can see that. Yes. Okay, so here is all of the group. These three rolled out by themselves. So what I'm going to do is check with my pendulum to see, should we use that for the reading of three for the vibe, personal feeling, and future? Should I use these three ruins that fell out? There we go. What a simple what a simple reading. So, and there's one left in there. Okay, that's okay though. I could have pulled it out to see what it was, because truly it all has meaning, but then also at the same point, maybe none of it has meaning. I don't know. So, all right, we want, I'm gonna say future, personal feeling, and the vibe of the place. Did I get that correct? Did I place them all in the correct position? No? Okay. So what we do is we are looking for the vibe of the place. Nope, the vibe of the place. It's gotta be yes, the vibe of the place. Well, that was unclear for me. Please show me the vibe of the place. Okay. And then please show me how my client will feel at this place. Okay. All right. Do I have that correct? Vibe, personal feelings, and future. Do I have this correct? No. Is this correct? Okay, so just the layout. Now what I did is I took a layout of one of their layouts. So we are going to scratch what I have written down about the vibe, the personal feeling, and the future. And we are going with the past. And it will indicate how it has influenced the current situation. And then we are going to the present. So past, present, probably future. The present state of mind and course of action. And then it is the future. And the answer to your question. Okay, well, is the ruin set only talking about the job where she has not had an interview at? Are the ruins talking about the reading as a complete whole? Okay, I have a yes on that, so that's fine. We will figure out if we need to do a reading for the place she has not had a job interview at, or if this will be an answer for all of it, okay? So we have the ruin that looks like the letter R. Now this ruin's meaning is travel, change, destiny, relocation, and journey. So this is the past, is the R. Now the outcome is seek into the unknown and see new perspective. All right. And the present mind or course of action, it is kind of like a staple or a little bit of a horseshoe. So the present state of mind is vitality, passion, instinct, courage, and brutality. It says it is a time of great energy and health and strong individualism. That to me means open your own business. Okay. And then here we have, it looks like almost like a sail, like a flag. There we go. So for the future, and the answer to the question is adversity, rigor, harm. If it's harm, it means to go to the new business, introspection, and conflicts. So the outcome for that ruin says protection or self-discipline is needed to avoid chaos. Protection or self-discipline is needed to avoid chaos. Protection or self-discipline. Okay, I feel like I do want to do a reading for this new place, or do I not? Are we settled on that she's to open her own business? Is my client meant to open her own business? Okay, that's a yes. Okay. So opening her own business, that's a whole new avenue that I don't know was presented. So open own business. Interesting. Do I need to do a card reading for the place that she has not had an interview at? So I have a no, but then I have a backwards yes, which means no, not needed, but yes, you can, but it's not the answer to the question. The answer to the question, I believe, does lie in the Ruin card, which is seek her own adventure, go forward with her own things. Because she's going to be learning, if she goes to the new place, she's going to be learning things about herself that she has forgotten, but also may not be aware of. So that's something interesting to relearn or become aware of within yourself. So it will heal her. The future and energy of the place, it is exciting and fun and a little bit, I want to say spitfirey because of the squirrel energy. The place she's at now, it's like, oh, I can feel the door closing on her. I can. When I look back at this, I can just feel it pushing her out. Now, what I know about people who love and enjoy commitment is that they can spot somebody who does not love and enjoy commitment in a second, in a heartbeat. So I feel that the place of business has already kind of picked her to not be part of them, which her spiritual signs have shown. Okay, so she is reading those correctly. And then we had, so starting her own business. I guess I'm going to present these options to her and we will look and see what is the best for her. And okay, I really do want to explore the opening her own business. So that's where the more cards come from. Okay. And what do we want to explore about it? Okay. Is this set the right set to explore her opening her own business? Okay, yes. Is this set the right set to explore opening her own business? No, but that does have another answer for her somewhere. Okay, so what I'm hearing already is confidence. So confident. Good. So she'll be confident to open her own, or confident in opening her own business. We're gonna do a 4-card split. Yes, I see you trying to come out. Okay. So we want, if she opens her own business, what the vibe of the business will be. Oh, traveling. Okay. And then what her personal feelings will be. Traveling. So that is the vibe. That's too many cards. Okay. That's her. And then we want the future. Is this the future card? Is this the future card? No, and no. Okay. I believe that is the future card. All right. So this is opening her own business. What will it be like? Ooh, the cold Queen of Swords. All right. So the vibe of the business is Queen of Swords. Now the Queen of Swords is also very powerful, very recluse, which is also a lynx behavior. So that is her. The Queen of Swords is diplomatic and she is quietly cheering for her followers. So that, I believe, would be relating to the energy of who she is. Her personal feelings. That's an interesting card. It is the 9 of Wands, but you should see the picture of that card. I can see why she doesn't want to open her own business. The card there is a gentleman who is fixing a scarecrow, and there are the wands, of course. So wands are, they're not obstacles, but they are like judgments pointed at you almost, and they are difficulties, trials, tribulations. So she is trying her best to make it work, but it seems like if she goes into business, she feels like the scarecrow. She doesn't feel like the man, or the tools and knowledge she has are that relation towards the scarecrow, where she feels her personal tools and skills are poor, is the best thing, right? So that she does not have the best tools and skills to operate a business. So I could see why she wouldn't want to, because there's already that pre-knowledge of seeing how a business can be run when you have the finances and the drive and the support. But in her personal life, her support system may not quite be there. So there is not that slush fund to fall back on, or so there's her own personal upbringing is not supportive. So how do you move forward and open a business like that, right? There could be what happens with that, and this is hitting me in my solar plex. So her personal power and self-confidence is very shaky, very, it's not insecure because she is confident, but what can happen is one little teacup hiccup and the whole thing's going to fall apart. And that's how she feels she would be in that business. She can do her job extremely well, but being responsible for it is a whole nother thing. But that's what the guides are asking her to do. But they're also asking her to travel. Her future is the Star, and the Star is a very good card, meaning that what she will attempt to do or what she will actually do will be as memorable, powerful, and influential as the stars. So that's good. So being that the man in the Nine of Wands card is so strong, she can take it on, and it will be worthwhile to all of her followers, all of her people. And I say followers because of the Queen of Swords, so her disciples or whatever. Okay, let's read about it. Let's see what else we can get. That's my first interpretation. So the Queen of Swords for the vibe of her own personal business. It will say, let others suffer the consequences of their actions. Be your own person and you won't get burned. Heavy demands will make you feel doubt. Loyalty is admirable, but don't dwell too much on the past. You have a mind of your own and assert it. You don't need anyone else's approval. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna move on because there are things in my brain that are going. They're thinking. So for how she will personally feel in her business is the Nine of Wands. It says, fight for and hold on to what you believe. Your projects are near completion and relaxation is at hand, and victory soon arrives. Luck comes to children. Be prepared and aware of the ruler of the game, because arrogance can create obstacles. Rid yourself of self-pity and anxiety and tend to your health. So I was already talking about that. That is the issues of why there isn't already a business. Is that self-pity and anxiety. Okay, the Star for the future of the business. This is the card of optimism and hope. You have a chance to start over in a long-standing situation. Beware of pride. Aim for cooperation and innovation. Remain humble. You'll need imagination to come up with options for action now. Examine and reevaluate issues carefully. That's an interesting future because I feel like that would be, I feel like instead of that being the future for her business, I feel like that's what she has to fix and focus on to fix the self-pity and anxiety, because it comes from her past, so it's deeply rooted. I feel like in order to have a business, that is what she has to focus on. Okay, so to not be hopeful, but to have the imagination and innovation, but there's also cooperation as well. So she has to want it. She has to be willing. And in order to become willing and ready, you've got to let go of things that are holding you back so that you can move forward and you can replace what those things were filling up in you. When you remove them, you need to replace them with something, which would be your optimism and your hope and your self-belief, believing in herself. Okay, I do not know what answer these cards have. I'm going to ask if I need to shuffle them for the answer. Do I need to shuffle you for the answer? No. I feel like I'm just going to pick some cards and we're going to lay them out flat across. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You want 7? Could go 8. Let's go 8. All right, I'm not going to quite read all of them. We're just going to state what I've pulled out. So this is after this. So we have the hummingbird. So that is be gentle, swift, fast, look for the sweetness of life. We have the raven, which is, I see what you're doing. I like it or don't like it, and I'm going to tell you about it. And that my family is my family, and I will consider including you. Okay, so that's a very, I don't want to say standoffish, but there are values to uphold, and there are the acceptance into her world or life. You would have to meet certain expectations to be. So boundaries, I guess, kind of. Then we have the grouse. Now the grouse doesn't want you to necessarily see them, but they want you to hear them. They want you to find them. So I'm going to say shamanism. So, oh, that shamanism. Okay. So that could be a next step for them. So whether they do a shamanic ritual to awaken something, or depending on the line of work, if it relates to energy work, maybe potentially they're supposed to become a shaman. So obviously there's gifts inside of them that are ready to wake up. Gifts ready to wake up. I could see how if a gift was ready to wake up, I could see how it would throw shaving razors at you. I could see that. A swan. Now a swan is a life partner, so they mate for life. So your next adventure, whatever you're going to get into, will be lengthy. It will be meant for you. It will, I don't want to say complete you, but it will, what's the word? Is this word for the lovers? Let me find it. Complement you. So it will be an extension of you. So like-minded individuals will come to you and it will be part of you. The otter is playful and fun. Now seeing this card, I can see how if you chose the new place of business that you just had the interview for, I can see how it would wake up any otter energy that you have in you. So playful connection. The otters love all of their family. They will fight for their family. They will bring their family gifts. They are there for their family. However, an otter also likes their own personal space. So that is her to a T. I do know her for a few years now, and that is her to a T. So she is the otter. All right, so now I know we want to go on a path of opening your own business, but if you're not ready to jump yet, then potentially just moving to a new place of business for a little while until you're totally confident, maybe that's the answer. Can my client move to this new place of business until she is ready fully to open her own business? So a first swing of no, and then it was like a, yeah, if we have to wait for her longer, we will. So they're waiting for her to wake up. It has absolutely nothing to do with where she's meant to be. It's just that she is at the doorstep, thinking that doors are closing on her when it's really, she's just opening the wrong door. That's all. Okay. Next we have the buffalo. Now buffalo is interesting. I might need help with the buffalo. I have not encountered the buffalo often. I can hear someone saying the white buffalo, which I know is very symbolic. The white buffalo's energy came about 8 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the white buffalo energy came about 8 years ago, and I know it was for the world to heal. And from that 8 years, if you watch the world, what it went through the last 8 years, isn't that crazy what we've gone through the last 8 years? So now, if we only have 2 more years of that before people who are spiritually guided and advised, we're coming home. We're going to be seeing the results we wanted to see 8, 10, 12, 15, 25 years ago. So that's great. So it says in Lakota tradition, it was the white buffalo calf woman who brought the sacred pipe to the people and taught them to pray. The bowl of the pipe is the receptacle for the tobacco and herb, which is the female medicine. The stem is the male medicine. So you are recycling life as you inhale. Okay. Animals are sacred, buffalo meat. I want to see when it's presented to you. If you have drawn the buffalo card, you may be asked to use your energy in prayer. You may also be called upon to be an instrument of someone else's answer or prayer. I do believe that they are. This could portend a time of recognizing the sacredness of every walk of life, albeit different from your own. To honor another's pathway, even if it brings you sadness, is a part of the message that buffalo brings. So there has to be a break. Oh, okay. I'm thinking I'm getting this. This may be a time of reconnection to the meaning of life and the value of peace. Most assuredly, this time will bring serenity amidst chaos. If you pray in earnest for enlightenment and the power of calmness, and give praise to the gifts you already have. So pray for enlightenment and power of calm. And then give thanks, give praise. Praise and thanks are kind of the same, but they're very different. Give praise for your gifts. If you're being thankful, that means you're accepting, but if you're praising, it means you're like honoring and willing to give away. Very cool, thank you. So buffalo medicine is a sign that you achieve nothing without the aid of the Great Spirit, and that you must be humble enough to ask for the assistance and then be grateful for what you receive. I believe the travels they're wanting her to go on is to unlock herself. So that's deep, that is intense, but it might be time. So what came to me was that the things she also needs to let go of are potentially family members. And it's not a bad thing. It just means, it's like when you have children and they become 18, but you're not ready to let them go. It's along that lines, right? So you have a toddler and they're moving into like elementary school or going to school, and you're not ready to make that transition. So transitions are difficult for her. Transitions, which is clear because I'm doing a reading for so many things. And yes, she could stay at her new job forever. They would love to have her there. But they are also pushing her out. So they see her greatness, they see her value, and they're like, it could be better used elsewhere. So the actual vibe of that place is telling her that she's deserves more and deserves better, and act on that. So even they see it. This new place will welcome it because they won't notice that. She might be left standing alone in her individualism. She might be left standing alone, kind of going, I think I've done it again, but that's not what has happened. It's just that the business with the squirrel energy won't see it that way, okay? So moving on, we have, where can I write this? I run out of room. Armadillo, which could also mean something, but we're not going into that. So the armadillo, of course, protection, always, soft squishiness inside. So I want to say Mother Earth energy. I want to say the same vibe as like the turtles and beetles, and so she's probably seeing insects in her life often, and that's to mean movement. So this travel is a huge thing. Travel is a big thing. All right, now armadillo, he's gonna move slow, but he also kind of moves fast. He doesn't give two hoots about what you're doing. He just cares about where he's going, and he's already made his mind up that he's going over there. Excuse me, you're in my way. Move. I'm not moving. So he's a very stubborn, very hard-headed. But then there's a saying, hard-headed, thin-skinned. So everything you hear, you take personally, but you also are not listening to anything. So that's for people to be around someone who is in that energy, it would be extremely difficult. So, okay, so I'm seeing that if she's behaving like that, her family's probably getting really frustrated with her. So she's got to be aware of that, okay? And to move on. Okay, so there is a break that the family needs from her. I'm so sorry, but the problem is you. So, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, and then moving into wolf energy, which is another family-orientated animal. It's right underneath of the swan, so that's perfect because the swan mates for life. The wolf pack energy, is she the lead wolf? Most likely not. If she's behaving too stubborn, she will never be the lead wolf. However, people do want to follow her, but not when she's being aggressive or arrogant, or there's another word. It is, I believe it starts with an A as well. Anyway, it basically means that she's portraying that their thoughts don't matter because she's better than them. So arrogant, I might have just said that word, but anyway, arrogance. So there's some arrogance that she's portraying as well. So why are you being arrogant? You are not an arrogant person. You are an otter. You are a fun-loving, mind your own business, keep to yourself, make sure all of your family's taken care of, and then carry on your merry way. So you float down the river. You do not go against the current. So how come you are right now? So something inside is broken, and let's look at that. So I think we do need a personal reading for her as well. Let's see if she would like to have a personal reading done, and then we will see if there's a block. I do think yes, she can go to this new place of business. However, I do feel that she should just sit on her butt, figure out what's going on, and see what she could do to start her own business. I believe that is an answer, and I think it has something to do with traveling. Now, it wouldn't be become a travel agent. It would be whatever you're currently doing, take that on the road. So mobile travel. So let's see what kind of business it is if she can do a mobile offering. And then shamanism. We need some shamanism in her life because she needs to either become a shaman or she needs to go deep down inside to figure out what that armadillo energy is trying to tell her. And because I don't think she has ever been an armadillo, so she's protected herself in some way with arrogance, and it's not helping. It's causing a lot of harm to her and everyone around her, so we've got to fix that. Okay, lovely. Well, thank you, cards. That was absolutely brilliant, and I love how in the card reading and just with the spiritual gifts, there is an intention to figure things out, but when your guides are running the show, it will play out how it needs to play out, and to trust your intuition and believe in yourself so that you know your messages and you know how to command them and how to use them as tools so you can help other people as well. All right, thank you so much for sharing in the reading. I love sharing